Hi folks, and welcome to the start of season 2 of 2021, and we are back in the old faithful Skippy at Yokohama. Now I do quite like this track. It's quite good fun in the Skippy. Not too many places to slipstream past. I think there's only about 3 in total. But yeah, really good track actually. I do enjoy it quite a lot. Anyway, a few announcements to get cracking on. I have a Discord. So the link will be in the description. If you want to go join up to that, you can say hello to me and annoy me all the time, which will be absolutely brilliant because I love hearing about what you guys get up to. And also on one of the iRacing pages there, it actually says my schedule for the track guides coming up this season. So you'll be able to see pretty far advance of what I will be planning on doing. Obviously it is subject to change, but that will give us a rough guide. Otherwise, let's crack on with this. And the fastest lap, you should be able to see it right at the top there, is a 43.748. And my all-time fastest apparently a 43.2, but that was in a race. That must have been with a bit of slipstream. So it looks to be a bit faster this time round. The lap I'm actually going to show you is lap 14, a 1:43.775. The reason I'm showing you that one is I was following a guy here, so I might have picked up a little bit of a slipstream, but this is only a few hundreds slower, so basically the same lap. Info for the track, usage is 45%, and the time and date should be roughly around the race time is. The track temperature is quite toasty, 92 Fahrenheit degrees will be up there. This was a random hosted session. I did post, a few people joined in, so thank you very much for joining. Basically, I just started up on week 13 because obviously we don't have the schedule, so I can't use my usual way to get into these. That is enough waffling. That's a pretty long intro, to be honest. Yeah, let's crack on with it. Right then, so away we go across the start finishes line, and as you can see the temperature is slightly different. I did mention it in the intro, I just thought I'll mention it again. It's slightly cooler on this lap, but we are hunting for the break zone, which is kind of these tyre marks slash as we pass the blue cone for pit exit. Slamming on the brakes down into third or second. I've kind of torn between which one's which. I find second gives you what feels like a better exit anyway. Late apex, just as the dusty part of the apex there, so you don't want to hit the green part, hit the sandy part or whatever colour it is, and then we get back on full throttle back up into third as soon as we can. If I take third, then I generally run out wider and there is a potential off track out there, so second I think is a bit safer option. Bring it over to the right hand side, getting set up for a nice turn 2 here, and just before the curbing starts you want to start turning left. Little lift, maybe a little drag of brakes as well to get the Skippy rotate in. You can take quite a lot of apex here. I even dip a tyre onto the dirt there. It doesn't affect the Skippy too much, but we don't want to run wide. The curbing on the outside here is not very wide, so you can nip a little bit of a tyre on it, not too much. You can go on the gravel without too many issues, but yeah, potential off track may occur. Through these slight S's now, I think they're called Moss S. Just be careful of cars that are trying to rotate you. Pretty good slipstream down to turn 4, and we're braking at the 50 board, maybe slightly before it, maybe before the again this kind of sandy, dirty colour that starts. I go down for second gear, and it's not my favourite corner. This I can't seem to get a decent line, but this is one of the better laps, so we'll go here. Second gear, nice apex, and we stay quite tight all the way around here. We're full throttle. It's a nice wide exit. I stay quite tight though, try and minimise the distance we actually have to travel. But full throttle up the hill. It's going to be it feels like a drag up this hill with limited power. Slipstream fest down here. If someone gets a better run out of turn 4, they definitely are going to overtake you before turn 5. Just try and do the best you can to stay out of trouble. If there's no one around, then try and minimise it, straight line it as much as you can. It's a hairpin turn find, so got to be careful, got to get our braking right, and we are braking at probably about the 70-60 metre mark or yard mark there. I use that big tower mark as it gets to that position on my screen as a marker. All the way down into first gear, slowest corner on the circuit, and turning it in, and I do stay on the curb quite a lot. You can actually again dip a tyre onto the dirt, which I think I do here, and a lot of people run out wide, or I did last season or previous when this was running, run very wide out there. I don't see the point, it's just elongating the track. Bring it over to the right hand side for a pain in the arse turn 6. So as the dirt patch on the road starts, we're bringing the car back over to the left. You can cut this, but be very careful, there is a 1.2 second slowdown. So I do cut it with a tyre, probably only a little bit more than that, or if you do get the other tyre onto the curb, it will give you a slowdown. Run it out wide, you can use all the green concrete there and this other layout marker here. As this curb starts, as we hit it, this is when we want to turn left for turn 7. And I was staying in second gear. You can go up to third, but I just found again it was pushing you too far wide. I would like to take a little more curve than that and have a little cheeky tickle of the grass on that apex, so bear that in mind. You can turn in a little bit earlier. Good exit here, and we're straight up into third gear for another little bit straight. This is a double hairpin now coming up here, and it's a real killer because a lot of dive bombs happen here. So just after the 50 board, there's a little cut in the fence, and normally I use that or the 50 board, whichever's more easier for you to spot. Breaking down to first gear again, and we are compromising this corner to maximize the second part. Absolutely smother the curb. We do compromise this exit. As I say, we stay sort of mid to left track. You can see here I don't see the point in running out to the right hand side to then come over to the left and then go right again. May as well stay on the left hand side, makes our lives a little bit easier. We do go up into second briefly and then back down into first. You can leave it in first if you wish. I don't really think there's that much in it. Mid to late apex here, you can see we're not on the curb, but now we are. So this is our late apex. You can see we're on full throttle on apex, which is really good for this corner because we're full throttle for a decent time, put it that way. This little kink coming up is flat when the tires are nice and warm, so we can really save some time here. Talking about turn 10, it's a real pain in the rear because it's blind. So this marshal post as I passed, that's when I begin to turn in. You can see it was blind. We couldn't see the curb until we've already committed for the corner, but it is completely flat when the tires are warm. Be careful on cold tires, can be a little bit oversteery in the skipping. Final corner now, turn 11, which is called last corner. As the curbing ends and the rear of the car sort of passes that section, we're braking down to third, and really tricky because it's downhill, so you want to be really easy on this because you want to maximize the exit, probably the first or second most important corner on the circuit. So you can see we're full throttle nice and early, and because we took it nice and steady on the way in, we don't actually run too far wide. There is a off track if you get maybe 2 tires width onto that gravel trap, so can be a lap ruiner annoyingly. And that is the lap done and dusted. Quite a decent lap. I do enjoy Yokohama. It's a good run down into the start finish line here, so be warned of slipstream coming out the last corner, but that is us across the line in a 1:43.775. And as I say, really good track, quite enjoy it. Good skippy track, so yeah, fingers crossed for a good season 2 of 2021. Let us know how you get along as always, and don't forget to join me in Discord and like and subscribe and all that lovely YouTube stuff that keeps us going. Yeah, otherwise have a good week. I'll catch you on the next one.